Welcome to the Hire Easy demonstration for temporary fencing. So what you can see on the front here is all the jobs you've got for the current week. So I'm going to go into the inventory and you can see a temporary fencing panel. We've added the length so that we can actually calculate how many panels are required per meter. We've also added the rates, daily 25 cents or monthly it's $3 per meter. We can add our components and notes, which just means that when we send out the temporary fence panel, for every meter of paneling, we want one brace to go and we want 2 feet. So what we're going to do now is create a job. So we hit the booking button. It will bring up the new job. We're going to do it for 3 months initially. And we just hit set. Now from here we can actually create a new customer, or we can just use an existing customer and do a search via first name, last name, company name. But we're just going to assign it to EasySoft for the sake of the demo. Are we delivering it? Yes, we are. So we can add a purchase order number, client reference. We're going to select the status to an active job but hasn't been paid. And we're going to just predefine some terms, conditions or special conditions for the job. Now we're going to go and add our rental items. So we go into length calculator and it's 50 meters of temporary fencing. It's telling us there's 20 panels required and I'm going to hit the monthly rate. What it's going to do now is basically add the components that go with those fence panels, the braces and the feet. And that's done. Now what we can do is create the booking contract. So I can print or email that contract. I'm just going to have a quick look at it. Do I want to show the braces and feet on the contract? And say yes. And basically there's our contract, which can then be printed or emailed. So I'm going to go and invoice that now. So it's a one-click operation, just create the invoice. And then that invoice can be emailed to the client just by clicking this button. But we'll just save it. So now we've got an invoice created and we're going to take a payment. Put it the check account, payment method was check. We can also put in any details that they might give you and then we just apply the payment. And we can email a receipt or just print a receipt for the customer. And now we can basically put it's an active job, it's paid on hire. Okay, so everything is looking good. The customer comes to the end of the period, the 16th of March. The system will prompt you that there's a job coming off hire. So basically you'd pull up that job. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change it to a long-term rental because we're going to move it onto our rehire rate, which is a new monthly rate. So we go to the rental items and we just zero out the meterage that we have there, just so that there's no cost, and we can basically put a note in here that was paid in full. And we're going to add our rehire fee. We've got 50 meters and the new rate is $2.90 a month. So that has now added that rehire fee to the contract. And now we're going to go and invoice for the first month. So we go to financials and now we're going to extend. Yep. So what that's going to do now is create the invoice for the new period. And as you can see, the new period is from the 17th of the 3rd to the 15th of the 4th. And we've got 1 month's hire at $2.90 per meter, $145, including tax. So we basically have now created a rehire invoice. In the accounts section, I'm going to go to find that date under our process invoices. And we can see on the 17th of March that we have this job that needs to be rebilled. So we just hit the booking button. It'll bring up the new dates for the extended hire. So this window behind would show you everything that needs to be rebooked on this month, and you can just tick the box and press process, or you can just do them manually one at a time by clicking B. Also clicking in the small arrow here brings up that job if you need to make any changes, but we're happy with that. We're now going to, so now we can either save it or email it or print it. So I'm just going to hit print, and I could actually print that invoice and send it, or I could have emailed it. So that now moves out of the list, and we go to home. So that's our demonstration for temporary fence hire.